I have books and toys in here, and your juice. My mom really had an interest to learn her culture, and so she taught herself how to sew and bead. So she made my first regalia to dance in that our community's first powwow. It's been just really good having that support and being able to practice my culture here and just being culturally involved, because that's what really is fulfilling to me. So being able to do that while I go to school really means a lot to me, and I'm really grateful for it.
Yeah.
This is a good one. Well, they're all good, but good for picking. I just combined them all. So, when you're picking it, I came upon accidentally here, walking around. But I noticed how shiny the grass was, and I was like, hey, sweet grass. So, I bet you a mile that way to about half a mile that way is probably straight sweetgrass. So, sometimes I pick quite a bit. So, identifying it is usually by the shiny strands, also by the plum-colored stem, and usually 3 strands. So they're good enough, but maybe in a few weeks it could be longer. Don't untie it. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. You just use one strand of the braid, it's not strong. But if you use 21 of them, it's almost unbreakable.
Keep her safe and sound, O God. We pray that she might have a good catch, O God, in Jesus' name. As you give her favor, O God, take her there safe.
Every season before I go fishing, I like to get prayer, because a few fishermen's lives were lost while they were out in the lake. So me, I want to be able to come back and see my grandson and my son, and that's very important for me, to have that prayer and belief that God would keep me as I'm out in the lake. I went to church in '98. I knelt down and I gave my life to the Lord, and ever since then I was a janitor before I even started to play up in front, and now I'm a musician, and my pastor Lawrence has me doing some of the music along with Sister Ardell, Brother Joe, Herbie, Sister Shirley. Like, we have our band is local, but I mean, we sound pretty good. I mean, I'm not bragging or nothing, but we're a pretty good band, and you know what? I want to step up and be there for my reserve in wakes and funerals. Like, my life is constantly busy. I'm constantly doing something for somebody every day. It's never about me. It's always about somebody else, who I could help, who I could be there for.
We started out fishing together pretty much as soon as I soon as I got my own outfit, pretty much. I think she used to fish with my dad a little bit years ago before they separated.
Before I come to my senses. Well, since he's my only son, it feels good. And when he had a hard time finding men to help him, like to get them up and do everything that has to be done, get on them. So he asked me, and so I said yeah, and ever since then, been helping him out. It feels good to do something good for him. He could depend on me now, because I was never there for him when he was young, and that kind of bothered me most of his life. So I'm glad that's why I try to be there for him, even not for fishing, just not fishing for anything. Try and be there for him if I can. Feels good.
We've worked together for a long time. Like, I mean, she's almost worked with me ever since I purchased my own outfit and everything. And she knows exactly the way I like things done, you know, and I know kind of the way that she likes to work as well. We'll get about 750 kilograms of whitefish for the year that we can catch, and then we're done. So I mean, it's not a very lot. And then so once we're finished that, we still have the rest of our pickerel quotas or whatever. So we're still catching whitefish, right? So a lot of times we'll bring them in and like you say, give them to the elders. It's a common practice here with a lot of the local fishermen, is just, you know, bringing stuff like that in and giving it to the elders. It's something that we've done as long as I can remember. My dad taught me, and, you know, and the same thing I guess that my grandpa taught him.
Freshwater hasn't been taking in any fish from the local fishermen or any fishermen. So I guess they had a lot of surplus from the leftover fish, I guess from the previous seasons, and they didn't want it to go to waste. So it's pretty cool that they gave it out to all the members, especially during COVID. I know a lot of families like to have extra food on hand just in case. I know the increase in cases makes it a little weary for us to go shopping in Winnipeg or any other towns that have confirmed cases. Before COVID-19, we didn't have any restrictions on our learning center. I think that has been the biggest challenge. I miss when our classroom, all of us would be together. We have an instructor. Be able to go to the computers and do group work and help each other. And now it's kind of lonely in here now that we can't do that. But it's still good to come here, and I know I've come here a couple times in the past few months to get some quiet time to do some work. That's what we usually use it for, is to get a lot of work done, get away from our families for a bit. I think it's very important to kind of be a role model, being a single mother and juggling so many things like work and my education and practicing my culture. I have a lot of gratitude for just having a roof over my head and my mom allowing my daughter and I to stay with her while I finish my education, but it's been good because I have their support. I was always told I was intelligent in growing up, and people always told me I can be anything that I want, which wasn't true. I had to heal from my trauma in order to be anything that I wanted. Oh, this is pretty cool. I like keeping this in here because this is when we were in Ottawa, and it's actually me right there. I like keeping it in here. Just to remind myself of all the good things that you can do when you heal yourself as a person, and to use your voice for our people.
My daughter is graduating for her first degree. She went back, she took a month off of school to have her baby. She went back immediately after having her baby. She failed 2 courses, but like I said, it's understandable. She made them up, and today's her virtual graduation. No pockets, just straight.
I was near her and just follow her around. Where's the shrimp?
Congratulations to those of you who have graduated from the University College of the North. To all the graduates, I hope you take time to celebrate your achievements with family and friends.
Woo! Come on, everybody.
I breastfed her for 2 years, so a lot of times I was holding her, feeding her, doing my papers, and reading my books. And it was quite the challenge, meeting all the deadlines. But I made it, and I thank all my family for being here and supporting me and congratulating me. I really appreciate it. Eko sare.
I was gonna start tapping on my stomach. So I can clap because I'm on the That's all the claps up here.
My grandson's mother lost her grandmother, and they needed wood to burn for their sacred fire. I may not believe that way, but that don't matter to me. They need help, and I'm gonna be there for whoever needs help. So for 4 days straight, I got them wood. Doesn't matter what you believe. Doesn't matter to me. All I know is I wanna love my reserve, I love my people. I'll be there for them. It doesn't matter what they believe in, I'll be there for them.